So you're in Hawaii and they tell you to come up to the front because they're going to have a hula competition. So you and a few other guests go to the stage and the music begins. And everyone's a little nervous, so they're looking at the other contestants and people just begin to move with what they think the hula is. After a while, because everyone's looking at each other, they end up moving the same way. They're all on the same beat and they all have the same moves. The crowd is not impressed. And that's when you realized, if I do something different, I can stand out. So suddenly, instead of doing the same moves that everyone else was doing, you started doing a whole bunch of different stuff. And the crowd lost their mind. You recognized that if I want to stand out, I've got to do something different. And you doing something different made you win the competition. This is what's happening right now in the atmosphere. There is a special, unique quality about you that has been personally deposited by God. And at this time, you're being told to do that different thing. It may be something you're afraid of. It may be something that you're uncomfortable with, but ultimately, that's what's going to give you the big fat W. Sometimes it can be very uncomfortable to change up the moves. See, when you do it like everybody else, you blend in and it's comfortable. But the second that you started to do things your own way, that attracted more attention. People could love it, people could hate it, people could cheer, people could boo, but that's the chance that you took. And that's the chance now, in reality, outside of our scenario, that you're being asked to take right now. All right, what's up, everybody? So we're going to be jumping into these different messages to talk about you and the strategy of being different in this season. Like I told you guys, you got something extra special deposited into you. Some of y'all may be tapped into it and you're bringing it out. Some of y'all have no idea. This is the first time you're hearing this and you need to go on a little soul search to find that special different thing, okay? So without further ado, let's get to these messages. All right, so for my people who chose number 1, what I got for you is you bring the boom. Now, where is this boom? The boom is your energy, okay? There's something extra special about your aura, your vibe. When you walk into the room, let's say your energy goes out in waves or like ripples, okay? Yours have the ability to go out further. Now, this is something you're going to have to tap into the spirit realm to see, but if you look at a body of water and you throw in a pebble, you see those ripples go into the water. Well, imagine that someone throws a stone into the water and the ripples go out unusually far. That's the thing about your energy. Your energy is unusual. A lot of people who are chosen, or a lot of people who feel like they're empaths, intuitives, any title that you give yourself, light worker, there is that extra special vibe, okay? So for you, it's the energy, okay? It's the energy for me. When you walk into the room, people shift their energy. So like, let's say someone was sad, you walk into the room, you don't even have to say anything, but boom, there is this brand new vibe that the person feels. It may be more uplifting, or, you know, depending on your gift, they may come down a little bit further. Because even some people who aren't tapped into their gift, your abilities can work in reverse, right? So your energy is strong. You walk into the room, you bring the boom, but the boom might not be the boom that everybody likes. It might be that low vibrational boom that brings everything down, okay? So if you are that person, understand you can reverse it and be the type of person where when you walk into the room, back, everything gets brighter, everything gets more high vibrational. Now, with that being said, I need you to think about a speaker, because I kept getting this visual of a speaker. And you know how when the bass is coming out the speakers, like those speakers start pounding and you can actually see the speakers pounding to the beat? That's you. That's your energy. It's kind of like you are the heartbeat of the sound. In music, my favorite instrument is the bass. I mean, the bass, watching somebody play the bass guitar, or when you turn the music up, the bass is beating in the car. It got the trunk rattling. Boom. That's you. So next time you think about your energy or how you come across, think about that speaker. You bring the boom. A lot of times people want that boom. Again, you ride in the car, you got your music up, the windows down, you ride and you want that boom. People want their trunks to rattle, or some people. But anyway, your energy is that booming energy that sets you apart, okay? Without the bass, without that boom, no speakers wouldn't move, okay? That trunk wouldn't rattle. The music coming down the street wouldn't be as heard. It is that bass. It is that boom. Even when people are dancing, that's the part where they twerk or irk and jerk, whatever you want to call it. That's the part, okay? So you are the heartbeat or the boom. Now, in scenarios where you are a part of the team, that may be your role, to bring the boom, to bring the excitement, to bring the energy, okay? So you chose number one. I'm gonna need for you to first recognize the boom in you and then figure out how you're going to use this according to our scenario. Okay, you're standing in a line, everyone's doing the same thing. I know I possess this extra special ability to bring the boom, so bring the boom. Find out what your boom is and then take it out there. All right, so if you chose number one, you bring the boom. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. All right, so if you chose number two, your energy or your vibe, the whole reason why you stand out is because there is a fearless or a boldness about you. Now, it's interesting because I'm going to break down two different ways that this is working for you. On the low vibrational end, you need to be careful with this energy because what I saw coming up is that when people look at you, it's like they almost want to hide behind you. So there's this little bit of a manipulative energy that I see where it's like, okay, since number two is so bold and so fearless, I'm going to get in front of them and let's say I complain about something like, oh, that injustice was so unfair. And they're looking at you to be like, what? Let's go get some signs. We going out there to protest. Oh, give me the phone. I'm calling the manager. Whatever the case may be, there's someone who's looking at that boldness or that fearlessness to do something different, to stand out, to be, out there like that. And they are afraid of that. Okay, so they're going to hide behind you. Now, on the flip side, this may work in your favor, or this may have you called upon to do something, to speak on behalf or to protest on behalf of. I'm seeing it where someone who does not have such a bold energy, or they don't, they are afraid and they don't want to be out there like that. But you, number two, you have this energy to not only where you can go out there and kind of, protest or speak up for this person, but your voice will be respected. Just like in the scenario, when you decide to be bold, to step out, to do something different than the normal, then all of a sudden that crowd reaction was very, very positive. And it's something about the way you do it, because now I'm seeing the vision of people are standing in this line, they're all doing a hula dance, someone else does something different, they don't get the same crowd reaction. So just because, like if that whole line, if everyone was doing something different and started to move different and catch a different beat of the drum, the pop too, doesn't matter. They don't get the same crowd reaction. Now, the thing about it is, for some of you all, you feel like, I'm not bold, I'm not fearless, I'd be scared too. But what I'm telling you is from the outside looking in. Imagine we're sitting in the crowd, we're watching everybody move the same way, we're not impressed. But then that one person stands out and does something different. It's like the audience didn't know you were afraid. They looked at you like, ooh, that person is bold, that person was fearless. You see how they just started doing their own thing while everybody else was doing the same thing? It's not how you feel that we're talking about today per se, it's also that crowd reaction. So not only were they excited, they were like, man, that person is bold. Man, that person is different. I don't know if I could have stood up there and did that, okay? So your bold energy sometimes can get you in trouble, but in this case, it might be used to your advantage, okay? So if you chose number two, why you stand out is because even if you don't feel like you're bold and fearless, some of the stuff you do has other people like, man, I couldn't do that, okay? And sometimes when you know that what you're doing is different, even if you're not trying to be different, or even if you were just doing it that way because that's the way you felt it. Somebody else is looking at you like, wow, that was really courageous. Okay, so boldness and fearless energy is what you have, or this is how you've been presenting yourself, or for some of y'all, this is your clue that in these next few weeks, this is the type of energy you need to have. You need to be bold, you need to be fearless, and even if you are scared, don't let fear dictate the decisions, okay? Because standing in that line, you could have said, you know what, I'm gonna just move the same way. But a bold person, even I'm a little scared, but I'm still gonna do something different anyway. You pushed through it, okay? And then the second part is that crowd reaction, crowd response, okay? And for some of y'all moving into the future, this is what's gonna happen. You need to, I guess, kind of get this little sneak peek that when you do step outside the box, when you do something different, the crowd response is going to be positive, okay? So if you chose number 2, be bold, be fearless. Let's get to the last one. All right, if you chose number 3 is all about realization, okay? You have the ability to recognize the timing of when you should activate or implement a certain characteristic about yourself. For example, you can walk into a room and know, okay, this is the perfect time to tell a joke, or this is the perfect time for me to be quiet, okay? Some people don't have that timing recognition. In our scenario, you were able to look down the line, and after so much time of the audience seeing everyone doing the same thing, you were able to recognize it's time to do something different. It's time to maybe do something more, or in some cases, do something less. Either end of the spectrum would have you doing something different than what was already being done. So it's not just the fact that you do something different, it's recognizing the timing to do something different, okay? So this in your everyday life may look like you looking out onto your playing field. For some of you guys, this is looking into the dating world. This is looking into your workspace environment, okay? Let's take dating, for example. You know that some people have this misconception that all women are the same or all men are the same, but there's something about you that is different. Knowing when to show these differences, or like for example, you can go out on a date and someone's like, oh yeah, because these females do this and these females do that, and instead of, now but I'm not like that because woo woo woo, okay, cool. The timing will show that I'm different. Same thing, fellas. Oh, she's sitting there talking about all these dudes do this and all these da. And instead of trying to explain yourself, you have this natural ability to know, okay, when the timing is right. It's kind of like I'm seeing it like getting it in the pocket. Let's say somebody is rapping or doing some music and they're a little off the beat. If you're a little off the beat, it doesn't matter what beautiful words you're saying or how great they rhyme. If you're not in the pocket of that beat, it's gonna make the whole song off. It's gonna make the whole song unenjoyable to listen to. Like, you can write a great song, but if you can't stay on beat, if your timing is bad, then throw the whole song away, right? So for some of you guys, even with like conversation, knowing when to say something and when not to say something. You could throw the whole person away because they said something great at the wrong time, okay? Or they said something wrong when this was a great time to implement A, B, C, X, Y, Z, okay? So again, it is the recognition. And for some of you guys who don't have this ability at all, this is your clue. This is what you need to open up your mind to. This is what you need to get ready for, because there's about to be a realization of what you need to do. Some of y'all already know what to do. You've already got instruction on what to do. It's just hold that thought. It's not time yet, right? We know that we're going to get on the plane, but it ain't time to take off yet. We're not going to get on the plane and as soon as we sit down, we're taking off. Nah, we got a little bit of something to do. The timing has to be right. When that pilot takes off, he has to be in the right time of the landing strip of that runway, and he has to do it in the right time, right? There are a lot of things that people miss, and I've seen this a lot. They miss opportunities because they didn't recognize the timing, right? I was even making reference the other day about If I was to tell you there are some cars down the street, and they're giving them away for free, you just got to do a little paperwork and boom, you're pulling off. But you want to walk down the street all slow, da-da-da-da-da-da, and boom, you end up missing it, right? You got to do things in the right time. And for you, a lot of you guys, this timing is coming, or actually the time is right now. So what is it that you have that's different, that you've been holding on to maybe, that okay, the timing is coming. For some of y'all, the timing is coming. The time is coming to do whatever it is that you were supposed to be doing, okay? But first you have to recognize that, and I think that's where a lot of you are, recognizing that, uh-oh, my time is about to come.